Go ahead, Bruce. Go.
Alrighty, race fans, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Bullring short track racing here for the ADD Racing K&N&N series. 75 laps, 45 minutes on the clock. It's going to be one quick race, just like always, and we're about ready to get qualifying situated and started up here. We're 5 minutes on the qualifying clock. Drivers begin to make their qualifying runs. So I look at the track info real quick. We're in Las Vegas, Nevada. This track is only a third of a mile. Good look at the weather for tonight. It's going to be under the lights with 68-degree air temperatures. And as we can tell, lots of drivers already doing a little bit of slipping and sliding. Probably going to be seeing a lot of slipping and sliding today. It's the windiest race we've had all season long, as 16 mile per hour winds coming from the west. So far, Greg Clyde has the fastest lap on the board. And Longacre sitting second, trying to chase down. Now sitting third. He's got overtaken by Bruce Pearson. Go ahead and get some onboard cameras action here. Let's see what these drivers are going to be dealing with all throughout today. This track is one of the shortest tracks on the iRacing scene. There are a couple tracks that are smaller than... Evan Longacre has the pole for right now. Oh yeah, almost 200ths of a second quicker than Greg Clyde. So 2 minutes left on qualifying. Get an onboard look at Derek Schimmel real quick. So far we have 7 drivers looking to take the green flag tonight. Slipping. That's gonna probably be one of the issues that we're gonna be seeing here tonight. It's just slipping and sliding from the tire spins. We're probably gonna be seeing that all throughout tonight. This track doesn't have too much grip with these cars. They do a lot of slipping and sliding if you just get on the throttle a little too early. Less than a minute left in qualifying. Evan Longacre still has the pole position. Less than 2 hundredths of a second over Greg Klein. Derek Schimmel sits in the third spot, less than a tenth of a second. The pole sitter, and then a tenth on back is the margin between the pole sitters' time and their times. And Bruce Pearson starting fourth, Alan Brown fifth. Eric Fiorello will start sixth, and it looks like Jimmy Wessel will round out the 7-car field. His qualifying is just about ready to conclude for us. It's going to be a quick race tonight, like always. "75 laps tonight. All right. As we get situated here to get everything all set up, we're gridding right now. Let's go and take it through the grid real quick. So on the front row, we have Evan Longacre and Greg Klein. Evan Longacre setting a 14.043. Greg Klein just 1/100th of a second slower, setting a 14.055. He starts in the second. And we head on to the next row. Row number 2, we got Derek Schimmel and Bruce Pearson. Derek Schimmel sets a 14.127. He is just 0.08 of a second slower than the pole sitter's time. And Bruce Pearson will be the first driver that is a tenth slower than our pole sitter Evan Longacre, setting a 14.178. In row number 3, we have Alan Brown setting a 14.192 second lap time, 0.149 off of the pole sitter's time. And in 6th place, starting to his outside, is Eric Fiorello, 0.4 of a second slower. And rounding out the 7-car field for us tonight, Jimmy Wessel starting in the 7th spot, 0.5 of a second slower than our pole sitter's time. We're getting set to go racing here. They're going to take 2 quick laps around here, under pacing, and then we'll get the green flag to get this underway. And now with the new iRacing update, the flagmans will actually wave the flags, which is, 10 years overdue. So drivers still needing to grid. I think we're just missing one more. I think they're actually going to start pulling off right about now, I believe. Yep. There goes base guard. We're rolling off here at the Bullring. So Evan Longacre will take him to the green flag. "75 laps around this 0.3 of a mile track. Short track racing, short track action. We've seen a lot of short tracks racing here on this channel. It's actually been relatively smooth for these guys, other than Myrtle Beach the last time we came to a short track. And the 1 to go signal here. We'll be getting set to go racing here. Evan Longacre going to bring him to the green flag tonight. Pace car is off into pits.
Green flag.
Green flag is out here at the Bullring. Ooh, Greg Klein. A little bit of a good run there. And Eric Fiorello is spun around. And he's off on the apron. No caution. Oh, our leader has just spun himself around. That'll bring out the caution. Wow. Let's look back at that real quick. This was coming out of 3. Gets on the... Oh, little wiggle right there. There he goes. Set him right around. Oh, man. Watch it one more time here. We'll watch it another time here. Look at that wiggle. One more look here. Let's look on the cockpit camera. And it just felt that little wiggle, tried to correct it, and it just instantly snapped right back, right into the wall. And with that, our new leader is Greg Clyde, our outside pole sitter. Had a good run in 1 and 2. A little, I think him and Evan just made slight contact. That made him like jut back a couple tenths of a second. And he still managed, I mean, he hanged on. I don't see much damage. I don't think there's any damage to the left side, so it may have not have been... There may have not have been any contact, but on my end, it looked like there was maybe a little door in between our front runners. In any case, 5 laps have been completed when they come across the line. Alright, got the 1 to go signal here. We'll get set to go back racing here as the pace car goes back down to the pits. And the green flag is back out. A good jump by the number 92. He clears the 21, cutting into turn number 1. Oh, right on the... He runs over that little apron area, which brought him right up the track, but he kept it nice and clean. Didn't lose too much time, actually. He gained a lot of time on that one. And 92, Greg Clyde hangs on for the lead. And he's hanging on. He's keeping the gap to less than 3/10 of a second. Trying to increase it. He's somewhat succeeding at increasing the gap. It's now up to 6/10 of a second, gaining to 7 right now. Over 8/10 of a second, almost a full second on Bruce Pearson in second place right now. As his tires wear down, it's definitely going to get very slick, especially if we look at our weather temperature, which was, I believe, oh, Greg, wide on the exit of 2. Wow. What was our temperature? Yeah, it was about 70 degrees, so the track is relatively slick. And it will be on new tires. Even on worn tires, it'll get really tight. I already saw some little bit of contact there today, too. Not a lot of damage, but I believe you'll be able to... Not that much difference, but there was some contact between Greg and the wall out of 2. "13 laps completed. Greg Klein hanging on to the lead by over a second and a half over Bruce Pearson. So closest battle right now, this is for the 3rd spot between Evan Longacre and Alan Brown. Alan Brown moves up to the 3rd spot. It looks like Evan has a little bit of contact with the wall, it looks like, on the back end of his machine. You can definitely tell he's not getting on the throttle as early as anybody else is. But compared to somebody like Greg's, Evan is definitely not up to par with anybody else's machine. Stopped car right ahead. That's Eric. Eric Fiorello setting 6th. He goes 1 lap down. Has some damage as well. Jimmy Wessel in the pits. .20 laps completed here. Almost a third of the way done. These lap times go by really quick. The best lap time so far, I'll go ahead and pull that up right about now, is Greg Klein's 14:107. And his last lap, if we take a look at his last lap, was a 14.483 as we have a caution out on the speedway, and it's Derek Schimmel spun around on the infield. Got loose all by himself. Oh, wow. That was head on into the inside retainer right there. Let's get another look at it once more. Cockpit camera. And you could definitely hear when that car was about to step out. And we're back under caution once again. And we are almost, and when Greg Klein crosses the line, not this time but next time by, we will be a third of the way completed already in this race. And when we cross the line, we'll either get the 2 to go or the 1 to go. I believe it'll be the 2 to go signal. Current running order right now, we have Greg Klein up in front, Bruce Pearson in 2nd, Eric Fiorello in 3rd, Alan Brown in 4th, Evan Longacre 5th, Derek Schimmel in 6th, and Jimmy Wessel rounds out the field in 7th place, 9 laps down. This race right now is actually going relatively quicker than I thought. Even though it is a short track, I was expecting like 20-second lap times. But what I'm seeing right now, they're setting about 14.5-second lap times, and they're going to be able to... Because with this tire fall off at this track, we just ran, I would say, we ran about 20, almost 20 laps. Yes, 20 laps on these tires. And we only dropped about 0.4 of a second. Depending on what happens, maybe these guys will have to go down to the pits to grab some tires. Who knows? The pace car goes into pit road once more. We'll get the restart here. 27 laps completed. Greg Klein and Bruce Pearson make up the front row. Green flags back in the air. This one was a more bunched up restart. Last restart we had, everybody was spread out heading into 1, but everybody, other than their leader, is side by side. Genre of cars right now. Jockeying for a position 3 wide, heading into 3. Oh, Eric really on the apron. Oh, there he goes! Wow! That brings out another caution. If we watch it once more on number 3 car, he runs over those rumbles, and that just because. Let me go into a far chase view real quick. Okay. Let me go to a far chase view and I'll show you what happens here. Gets on those rumble strips, and if we watch right about here, He hits the gas right about at this point, but half of the car is on the baking and half of the car is not on the baking. So that upsets the car to the point of it getting, spinning around. As well as, we have the car completely turning to the left here. If we watch it in the cockpit camera, heading into 3 and 4, he's on the bottom 3 wide. He's yanking that wheel just basically all the way to the left, and that's what causes the tires to spin, because since half the car is on the baking, half the car is basically in the air. Eric Fiorello bringing out our most recent caution. Lots of self-spins. I think all of our cautions so far tonight have been due to self-spins. Coming out of 3 and 4. 3 and 4 has been the most lethal corner out of every bunch today. We've had incidents happening in 1, the exits of 1 and 2. But every caution we've had has come from turns 3 and 4. Coming down the front straightaway. First caution was because of Evan Longacre. Excuse me. I don't know where Eric came from. Coming out of 3 and 4 and just completely losing the car on the first lap. And then we had the second caution with Derek Schimmel. Coming out of 3 and 4, and he completely lost the car. The same thing happened with Eric on the bottom. 3 and 4 is definitely the most lethal corner out of all the corners tonight. We got the 1 to go signal here. We'll get set to go back racing on lap number 35. 40 laps to go when we get this restart. First 35 laps have went by quickly. The last 40 are going to go by probably even quicker.
Green flag, green flag, green flag.
There's green flag. We're back out. Here racing. Ooh, little wiggle from Greg on the exit of 1. That's going to give the advantage to Alan Brown. Heading into 3 and 4. No, it's not. Here comes Greg Klein back to the inside. Alan Brown leads that lap. But Greg Klein still fighting on the bottom. Still side by side, heading into 3 and 4. Greg now has the nose out ahead. No! Still has a terrible exit. And Alan Brown takes the lead back again. Alan Brown, Greg Klein trading the lead 1 by 1. Greg finally clears the number 72, and Greg Klein now leads another lap here. Caution comes back out again. Was it Eric? Because I saw Eric. Exactly the same way as the last one. A basic replay of it. He's coming out of turns 3 and 4 and got on those rumble strips. Like mini rumble strips, I guess. And then there goes the car. Just whips around. 360 saves it. But he has taken the car to the garage. "40 laps completed. 41 when we cross the line again. Let's go look at our caution count today. We've had a total of 4 cautions for 17 laps. So half the race has been ran under caution almost. Most of the race has been ran under green, which if we go back to a couple weeks ago at Myrtle Beach, over, I believe, half the race was taken up under caution. The 1 to go signal this time by. We cross the line again. got the 1 to go signal here. I think this time we'll get the 1 to go signal. So when we get this restart here, we'll have 44 laps completed. We'll have 31 laps to go. Alright, the pace car is off down into the pits. Let us restart here. 44 laps completed. Green flag is out. Alan Brown, good jump into 1. Oh, contact, saved it. What a save by Alan. A little nudge, but he never even lost second. He stays in second place. He's able to keep right up to Greg Clyde. He's right on his tail. Greg Klein getting a little bit of challenge right behind Alan Brown. Now does Alan Brown repay the bump that Greg gave to him earlier? Greg up the track, giving a little bit of a, giving the 72 a little bit of a chance to make a run. Oh, Greg. Ooh. These guys, they run really close to that wall. Just tried his hardest not to spit himself out, not to pull an Evan Longacre like he did on the first lap. There's a little bit of back end damage for Greg Klein there. It's a little bent in, but nothing too major by that 92. The 72 car just still looking right in his mirror, hoping that Greg can make a mistake. Gap is still less than 0.4 of a second, slowly increasing now for Greg, in favor of Greg here. 52 laps completed. Greg is slowly gaining the time that he needs, and he'll gain some more confidence if he ends up getting a little bit of time on the number 72 right behind him. Oh, speaking of the 72, there he goes.
Cool your stuff, clear your head.
Oh man, the caution's out again. Turn 4 claims another one. I mean, he's completely saved that car. What a save. Alan Brown with 2 amazing saves tonight. He's kept that car from going completely around and into the wall twice. Couple try. Looks like Alan Brown is electing to go down pit road. There's only 5 drivers left in this race. There was only 4 that was battling for the lead that last restart. I have 20 laps to go when we cross the line again here. We have 5 lead changes today. The only drivers that have led laps tonight are Greg Clyde and Alan Brown. Greg Clyde, I think, is the only car that hasn't. Yeah, Greg Clyde is the only one that hasn't pitted yet. So he's trying to make this. He's trying to win this race on a 1-stopper race or a 0-stopper race. Alright, 1 to go here. Down goes the pace car. It'll be Greg Klein, Evan Longacre, 1 and 2. They started 1 and 2. It's green flags back out. Ooh, a little bit of jockeying. 3 wide for the lead. And to get a 3. Alan Brown trying to take the lead away. He bumps Greg Klein. Around goes Greg.
Alright, you tell me about your car, bud.
Evan Longacre inherits the lead. Oh my. Alan Brown just a slight slide up right into the quarter panel of Greg. And Greg's perfect night has come to an end. Watch it another time here. Yeah, Alan just slipped up a little bit in 3 and 4. That caused him to get right into the quarter panel of Greg. Another look here on the far chase camera. Alan tried to get on the throttle quicker and tried to beat Greg to the line, but it was just it's really tough to not drift up the track at all. So Evan Longacre back into the lead. Started on the pole for tonight's race, but ever since lap 1 when he had his own little incident coming out of 3 and 4, he hasn't had much success afterwards, but now he's leading with less than 15 laps to go. He may actually have a shot to win this thing too. Alright, 1 to go signal here. We got the 1 to go. We'll have 11 laps to go. Pace car is down to the pits. And Evan Longacre will take them to the green flag here. 11 laps to go here at the Bullring.
Green flag.
Green flag's back in the air. Alan Brown knows how to head in front. He'll be able to clear the number 95 on the outside. Ooh, big run for the number 95. Oh, there he goes again with the wiggle. No caution. Oh, and Gray goes around. Still no caution. 10 laps to go. There's the caution. Whoa, look out. Wow, I don't even know what happened that entire run. Evan Longacre just did the same thing that happened on the first start of the race. They took out 3 guys and then left Alan all by himself. So Alan Brown will be leading this last restart, it looks like. And I don't know if these guys have green, white checkers or not. But when we restart, we will have 4 laps to go. 4, if not 5 to go. It'll be our last caution of today's race. Well, not the last caution. It'll be our last restart of the race. Unless they have a green, white checkered. Let's see what happens when we get this restart here. Alan Brown's going to lead them off. Alan Brown has just been everywhere tonight, but he's mostly been up front. Had a couple altercations with Greg Klein, but he survived. He survived that one, that last incident somehow, and now he's able to have a shot to win this race tonight. All he has to do is just survive this last restart, which could be the most chaotic restart we're going to have tonight. Alright, so it looks like instead of a 5 laps to go, we'll probably get a 3-lap shootout. So there may be a, if it ain't gonna be a green-white checkered in the iRacing system, it's gonna be a green-white checkered either way. And the amount of laps that we're gonna have left. 1 lap, 1 to green here. Restart will have 3 laps to go, so it'll be a green-white checkered. Pace car is off, and we're getting set to go back racing here. Alan Brown, Greg Klein make up the front row, ladies and gentlemen. Greg Klein's the only one on the outside. Green flag's out. Last restart of the race. Oh, it may not end well, as there goes Greg Klein. And I believe that'll mean Alan Brown will win this race. I believe that will be that way, unless they have a green-white checkered. We'll see when they come across the line to get if it's the white flag. Yep. Maybe a green-white checkered, actually. Is there any green-white checkered? So let's say. Nope. Checkered flag is out. The winner of today's race will go to the number 72 of Alan Brown. He wins tonight's race at the Bullring. "16 laps led tonight for Alan Brown, and he survives." Alright, we'll get to talking to the top 3. We'll be able to get a talk to Alan Brown, Evan Longacre, and Bruce Pearson. We'll be able to talk to those 3 tonight, as they are your top 3 for tonight's race, ladies and gentlemen. But before we get into any interviews, let's go ahead and we'll go through the finishing results here tonight. The final results for tonight's race are listed all right now. Only 7 drivers started tonight's race. Alan Brown wins the race. Evan Longacre gets 2nd. Bruce Pearson 3rd. Greg Klein 4th. Derek Schimmel 5th. And Eric Fiorello in 6th. Jimmy Wessel rounding out the 7-car field. 59 laps down. Caution-wise, we had 8 cautions, 36 laps. Still, over half the race was ran under green flag conditions. And in the end, Alan Brown wins today's race at the Bullring. Chaos happening all throughout tonight. Not just now, but even in the race, there was a bunch of things happening all around everybody else. So we're gonna get to talk to Alan Brown and get his opinion on tonight's race. Let's go ahead and get started with tonight's post-race interviews. We'll start off with our winner tonight, Alan Brown. Alan Brown, got a copy there, little buddy? All right. So you won tonight's race, 16 laps led. How was the race for you all at all tonight?
Oh man, I got lucky. Lucky with a big L. I caused that first caution there, a couple laps in, or first lap or whatever. Just took it 3 wide too many time, wrong time, and after that, just kind of kept getting new tires when Greg and the other guys stayed out, and like just got lucky.
All right. For next week, how confident are you about next race?
I don't know. Coming off a win, especially from a short track, anything goes. So we'll see, but I'm feeling pretty good.
All right. And anybody you would like to give a quick shout out to for your first place tonight?
Yep. Quick shout out to Mr. Klein running the league for you broadcasting this thing, and Mr. Alan English for creating this wonderful paint scheme.
All right. I'll send you back down there. Congratulations on your win tonight here at the Bullring.
Awesome. Thank you so much, man.
All right. That was our winner of Alan Brown. Now we'll get to talk to second place, Evan Longacre. All right, Evan, got a copy there? Having a little bit of technical problems again. This usually does happen with Evan quite a lot. Got a copy there, Evan?
Got a copy?
Ah, there you are.
Okay. There
Oh.
we go.
All
I
right.
don't know why it does that.
Second place tonight, 6 laps led. Just, you never really had any luck up front at all tonight. Like, every time you got to the lead, you were getting loose out of 4.
Yeah, I didn't do that at all in practice, or qualifying, or any of the other practice that I'd done. And then I got in the lead, and I mean, just kind of dumped it like a lap into the race. I was like, "Well, this is embarrassing." And then I would kind of get back up there, and then I'd do the same thing, or make contact with somebody, or have contact made with me, and to the back I go and try my luck again with a new set of tires.
And still got a second place tonight. Got a couple laps led under your belt. So, heading into next week, how confident are you heading into next week?
Do you know where we're at next week?
Uh,
Let me take a look
yeah,
real quick. Should be a big track again. I always like the big tracks better than the small tracks.
right.
It looks like we are at Michigan International Speedway.
I actually figured we were heading into Michigan next week. I wanted to take a wild guess and say it was Michigan. Should have done it.
Yeah, I like that track a lot. I mean, it's super smooth now. I mean, big and fast. I like it.
Yeah,
It should be a really good time.
Yeah, I really enjoy Michigan in like the K&Ns and the A class cars and stuff like that. So for second place tonight, do you have anybody you would like to quickly shout out?
I'd like to thank Greg for doing the league. Awesome job to Alan Brown tonight for the win. Congrats to him on that. Thanks to Rapid Fired Pizza for sponsoring the league and the car and all that. and thanks to you for doing our broadcast like you do every week. Sorry about the car count this week. We had a lot of guys doing a lot of random stuff, so this week was a pretty poor showing, but thanks for going ahead and broadcasting anyways this week.
Yep. And alright, so you got second place tonight. I'll send you back down there, and good luck to you at Michigan next week.
Yes, sir. I'll see you. Thanks, Taylor.
Yep. I actually wanted to say Michigan. I'm surprised that I actually got that right for the guess. Alright, so that was second place, Evan Longacre, and third place we're going to be talking to right now is Bruce Pearson. You got a copy there, Bruce?
Yes, I do. How you doing?
Alright, third place for you tonight. Your only highest position was second, so you're up front relatively then and there, but all in all, how was the race for you tonight?
Man, no one had anything for Greg. He was just running away. So just back off, try to save my tires in case it goes green. Because he almost went the whole race on his tires. I don't know how he does it, but near the end, the guys started getting aggressive, and I'm actually lucky to come back and get that third place spot with the wreck that happened.
Yeah, that entire wreck was just like one big like jumble sequence, because there was like the initial wreck that took out the other three drivers, and then there was like a couple other incidents that happened afterwards that left Alan Brown all by himself and without a caution in sight for like a lap and a half. So I was kind of speechless when that happened, because I kind of figured since there was a bunch of like single car spins, iRacing would call a caution for a 3-car pilot, but they didn't for some reason. So next week, Michigan International Speedway, how confident are you heading into that big track?
It's a fun track. It's wide. I'm still learning how to figure out that track, to be honest with you. I'm more of a short track guy, but the league guys, we tend to race a little bit better there, a lot more cleaner. So if I can just maybe repeat my Texas performance and stay in the hunt, I'll be happy.
All right. So anybody would like to shout out tonight for getting third place tonight?
I guess the league sponsors Rapid Fire Pizza, so I want to thank those guys and Greg and the guys for putting it on. Fastlane Racing Station for the broadcasts, and yeah, y'all do a good job. Appreciate it.
Alrighty. So you got third place tonight, and I'll send you back down there with the guys, and congratulations on third place, and I'll see you next week at Michigan International Speedway.
Thank you, sir.
Anytime. Alright, third place, Bruce Pearson. That'll end it for us tonight. We'll get the final results here. Popping back up here real quick. The top 7 all listed right here. Next week's Michigan International Speedway by one of 2 home tracks, I guess. Last week was one of my other short home tracks. Now we're going to the other home tracks. I don't know what would be necessarily my home track, so I call Michigan and Indianapolis my home tracks, because I live closer to Michigan International Speedway, but I still live in Indiana. So yeah, I call both of them my home tracks, because one is the one that's closer to me is Michigan, which is a home track criteria, and the other one is Indianapolis, which is your home state, which is also the other criteria for a home track. So I have 2 home tracks, I guess I'll say, in 2 different states. So with that little personal story out of the way, the top 7's listed right here. We'll see you guys next week at Michigan International Speedway. Good night, everybody.